Hello, Flosstube. Hello, Snug. Snug says hello. Today is Saturday, August 1, 2, 3, 3rd. And my name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. And this is my Flosstube update number 76. Is that all? Is that everything? Yeah. If you didn't know, this is a channel about cross stitch. And so today I'm going to do a couple of things. I have one new start, just one, and about several whips, and my 100 subscriber giveaway drawing, and I'll announce the winner. And so I think, I just want to say, the other day I watched Young Frankenstein, which is like one of the most hilarious movies, the funniest movies ever made, I think. And it was on Turner Classic Movies. So it didn't have any commercials, so it was wonderful. I have the DVD somewhere, I think. I'm pretty sure I have it. But it's in my DVD. It's it happened to be on television, and I thought, oh great, this is great. It's one of my all-time favorite movies, along with Some Like It Hot, which is another favorite movie. Marilyn Monroe, Tony Curtis, and Jack Lemmon. One of the most hilarious movies ever. But Young Frankenstein is a sort of satire and makes fun of like the old Frankenstein movies. Hold on a second. 1 second. Sorry about that. Cat problems. 1 second more. Okay, sorry. As I was saying, Some Like It Hot, one of the funniest movies. Young Frankenstein, very, very funny. Super funny. If you've ever seen the old Frankenstein movies, the old black and white, Frankenstein movies, this one sort of makes fun of that. It draws on it. It's just one funny scene after another. It's amazingly funny. And my favorite part is when Gene Wilder and Peter Boyle are dancing to the song "Putting on the Ritz." Favorite scene. And that song has been sort of rolling around in my head for a couple of days now. Very funny, very funny. And on the dramatic side, one of my favorite movies that I feel compelled to watch it every time it's on. I think I have a DVR recording of it somewhere, and but is a Star Wars movie, the Star Wars Rogue One. It's great characters, great dialogue. Everybody dies in the end. Spoiler alert. But I absolutely love it. I like it more, I think, than, dare I say it, the original Star Wars movie, Episode 4. For those of you who are my age, it came out. The original Star Wars movie came out when I was, I think, the summer before my senior year in high school. I think summer of '77, I believe. I remember my friend Julia had an older brother, and she saw like all well, she saw Young Frankenstein when it first came out. But she saw Star Wars, and there had been ads for it and stuff like that, but I hadn't gone to see it, yet, and we were painting my theater classroom, and I remember people were asking her, well, what's it about? What's it, and her talking about it at length. So I really liked the original Star Wars movies, and I liked the first three, you know, episodes 4, 5, and 6, A New Hope, the what do you call it, The Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. I like those a lot. Um, but almost more for nostalgic reasons, you know. But Rogue One, and I like the I don't like the first three movies. You know, I mean episodes 1, 2, and 3, I should say, the second three movies. Um, but I do like what do you call it? The new one that came out with uh, that girl character Ray, and all those people. And where Han Solo is older. I like uh, Harrison Ford. As an older character now that But anyway, I just fell in love with Rogue One. It's a great movie. And every time it's on, I feel compelled to watch it. Anyway, so I've talked enough about movies. Let's talk about CrossFit. I have a cat over here trying to be naughty. Okay, so first I have a new start. I've had this chart for a few weeks now. Prairie Schooler 2019 Santa. He's holding the lamb and has a big sheep there behind him. It's such a cute chart. But so I did start to have a little start. There's Santa's buttons and his the bottom of his coat. So some of his buttons. I just have a little start there. And I want to say it's 18 count, like a fiddler's cloth Ada, as I recall. And I think that's coffee dyed or tea dyed or something like that. Anyway, so I have a little start on that. I want to hopefully finish it. Oh, and I had this needle minder here, Floss Girl. It says this is one of the ones that I bought at Hobby Lobby. It's a Yarnology thing. And so that I've added, I was counting the other day all my Christmas project, Christmas whips, whatever, and there's like 10 of them. And so it remains to be seen how many of them I'll finish by Christmas. Fortunately, it's already, though it's already August, I started them all, several of them in July. In July. This one I think I started before July. But anyway, so hopefully I'll have them all done by Christmas. Hopefully. So this is the Teresa Kogut Freebie. The ones you love. Sorry, my copy is getting a little beat up because I have just the downloaded copy. But the big snowman holding the bunny. It's really cute. But so this one I was working on, the snow. I added a couple more rows here. I think I was on the 7th row, about halfway through the 7th row. And now I'm about halfway through the 9th row. So I did some work on the endless snow of the giant snowman. But I got tired of that, so I switched over to starting on the words. So the ones, I'm in the middle of the N right here. The ones you love. And so, yeah, there's the bunny butt right there. So I did a little bit of this one. I did this late last night. In the wee hours of this morning, watching the X-Files. Some of the, they always put. It seems like they always put on the same episodes on BBC America. On every Friday night, they show the X-Files episodes, and it never fails that the ones that are on earlier in the evening seem to be ones that, I'm not really crazy about. And the ones in like the wee hours, like 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, are ones I really want to, I would like to watch. And I have them all on DVD, but, when they come on TV, it's easier to just, watch them on TV. But yeah, so I didn't want to go to bed because I wanted to watch, what was the one? The one with gargoyles. Anyway, that one and Pusher is another favorite episode. But anyway, so I was doing this while that was on. um, so there's that one. That's that whip. So hopefully, I don't know. This big snowman is kind of, you know, a little on the tedious side, I guess. Anyway, on August 1st, the next installment of the Sleepy Hollow Mystery Style came out. So this is the second one, the second part that came out. And I still haven't finished the first part because I kind of just, a couple weeks, was it last week or the week before, or I don't know. I had done some work on this one the week before, I guess. I hadn't touched it, and I don't know when it was, but anyway, so this was still not finished, and this one came out. The second part came out on the 1st of August, and so I have to get to it soon. But I'm not too worried about this being that far behind because there's not really a deadline in terms of like Christmas, something like that. I'm just doing it for fun. But I started working, I did a little bit of work on the first part, and I still haven't finished filling in the grass or the pumpkins because, that, I don't know. But, so I did some of the black, some of the words. So this is going to say, and bloodthirsty Beth, but I haven't gotten to the blood part yet. And I finished this crow except for his feet and his eye and the little band on his hat. But I think his feet are backstitched, just little claws, talons. And then there's an eye, and the band of his hat are different colors. I don't know if they're purple. I don't know. But I did do some of the lettering, so I made a little bit of progress on that. And then Hello Pumpkin, I think I showed the second part came out on the 17th of July, and I still haven't finished the third part. I still haven't finished the second part. Is that the third part? No. I believe so. Anyway, but I did do some work on this. Hello Pumpkin. I did a little bit of work. Mostly I finished the orange part of the leaf. It still has to have, I still need to do the blue part, that's the other half of this leaf. And I did the orange parts of the owl here. He has white surrounding his eyes, and then this, I think it's a gray, dark, either a dark gray or a dark brown color on his feet, and it's the same color on his beak and I think the middle of his eyes. And I still haven't done there's a lighter color that goes in here. I still haven't done that. But otherwise, his body is done. I just have to finish his eyes. And his head, there's some other colors up in his head that, so there's still quite a ways to go. And I haven't gotten to the fox yet, the little fox, and I'm behind another one. But again, this is like Sleepy Hollow. They're just sort of, fun fall things, but not under a specific deadline for Christmas. Then I worked on the little Bling designs. Last time I was working on this house, I had most of it done except for around the windows and door. And so Oh, I still haven't done any more of the reindeer, but I did finish that house. These are, I forgot to talk about the fabric that I did these on. Um, okay. Just real quick. I don't know that anybody's dying of curiosity, but this one was avocado dyed. It's kind of pinky. Uh, avocados will dye pink. I used the skins and pits, and I think I had like four of the, like, or maybe it was two avocados, four pieces, like four of the skins and two hulls, I think. And then I just let it. I boiled them for a long time, and then just let the fabric sit in the dye bath for a while. So it's much pinker than it shows on the camera. On the camera, it looks almost, it's a little washed out looking. And this one, the Sleepy Hollow thing, this is material. This is even weave. That was white to begin with, and I just dyed it myself. So it's got some, it's got a little bit of green, but it's got purples and grays and this sort of wine color. And then smashing things. And then this one, the Teresa Kogut thing. This is 28 count even weave, and I believe this one was berry dyed at first and then stuck in avocado dye. I think something like that. So then we're back to this Needle Bling Designs Christmas Eve ride, and this is I think it's 18 count Ada, but tea dyed with ginger tea, and yeah, so it's a little darker than regular tea would make it. Anyway, I finished this house. You can kind of, it's a little hard to see on camera, but there's this Swiss chocolate around the windows and the door, and then honeysuckle on the window panes, and Lancaster red. These are all Weeks Dye Works colors, and the deer are mocha. There's the little red nose, and the rest are black in here. The design doesn't say. There's backstitching. The only backstitching on this design is here for the reins of the reindeer, and it doesn't say that it's one thread. The rest of the design is two threads, 2 over, I think, 1 for the model. It was like 40 count something, and it was I think 2 over 1. I think. Anyway, but it didn't mention specifically like 1 thread for the reins versus 2. But I'm gonna see how it looked with 2, just because. Anyway, so I also did a tree trunk right here, because I had the mocha out anyway, because I was doing the windows and stuff. So Swiss chocolate, and it's the same color as there's a trees in between the houses that go along here. So I went ahead and did this tree trunk, and there's a green color that you use for the leaves, for the branches. Anyway, so this is the Christmas Eve ride. And then the last one was the Prairie Schooler Blackwork Angels. I previously had finished this one, finished stitching it, and was working on this one here with the lambs and the sheep. And last time I had just a little bit of a start on the second one. So I have a little more done on the second one. I still haven't finished. There's one more line here for the angel wing. There's a short line right here. I haven't done that yet, but I finished this lamb that she's holding. And I haven't done any of the gold part yet. There's like a halo around her and around her neckline here, and then going down the middle of her gown. There's a gold there, and gold like here on her cuffs or sleeves. And then there's a big sheep down here on the bottom. This is the back of that big sheep's head. And this is his rear end. So yeah, and there's another wing over here. So yeah, so I'm making pretty good progress on that. With Blackwork Angels, and this is 28 count even weave. Maybe this one is the one that was berry dyed and then coffee. I don't know. I don't know which. But anyway, this one has a angel needle minder. So I think that's everything. Let me move this thing. So, for my little giveaway, I had 4 requests, and so they're in here in this little box. This little box, I have 2 of them, a couple of them this size, and a bunch of them like smaller, little bitty boxes. The smaller ones I have like, I have one in my bathroom that has AA batteries. It's a couple of inches long and about that high, and a couple inches wide. And then I have a few of them on my in my computer desk that have like thumb drives and stuff like that. But it's a nice box. I bought them at excuse me, at like Office Depot, but they're made by the something like Really Useful Products is what they're is the company that made them. I don't know if I guess they still make them, but they have these little handles that go up and like, lock the lid down or whatever. But, they're just really nice. So I have the 4 requests here, and I was gonna let Puck choose one because he's actually stuck his head in and picked one of these, but that was before I started filming, so I thought it would be a little impractical and unwieldy if I had him over here. So anyway, so I'm mixing them all up, and okay, I chose one. Let's see who this is. This is Christina Harris. Christina Harris, you are the winner of the 100 subscriber giveaway. And if you'll just send me your address, I'll put my email address below. And if you remember, there's the little project bag, little zipper bag from that I bought at the attic, and I also got at the attic this little house needleworks design, Deer Valley Inn, from their sampler tree ornament series. And this one the model was stitched and finished by Ivana Pfeiffer. Yay. And it calls for Classic Colorworks, but there's also the DMC alternative listed. So there's that, and there's needle minders clinging. So there is a, oh goodness, I don't want to break anything. Elephant needle minder. And a penguin needle minder. And a pair of Christmassy scissors. There's little wreaths on them. And a sort of Christmassy looking fob with an elephant pendant on the end. There he is. So those go to, ouch, needle minder magnets are hard. Christina Harris. So like I said, if you'll send me your address, I will get these mailed off to you as soon as possible. And thank you all very much for subscribing and viewing my videos. And I think that's about everything. All the stitching that I did this week. I don't know if because before I was a relatively monogamous stitcher, I would work on one project. I have some still from a bazillion years ago that are unfinished. As a matter of fact, I might destash or sell some of the, or give away, I don't know, some of the projects that I have that are partly finished. I have one like a baby sampler that I started around, actually maybe, I think before my nephew was born, my oldest nephew, my younger sister's son. I started around the time that he was, I think that he was going to be born, or maybe just shortly after he was born. Shortly after he was born. And it's like an alphabet thing, with sampler with a little animal or something for each letter, and then a place where you can put the baby's name and weight. So I never got around to putting his name and weight on there, and I stitched all the letters. I think they still have to be backstitched, and the border around it is not finished yet. But my nephew is going to be 22 at the end of August. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to finish it for him. But I was thinking that somebody else. It's very cute and very simple. It was done on Ada cloth. The only problem was that I oriented it wrong, so it's supposed to be vertical and not horizontal line. I put the fabric the wrong way, but it can still be put on. It can still be framed. It's big enough to be framed, I think. Anyway, so I'm probably gonna give that away, and I have the one of the I used the baby sampler and this other one called Ingredients for a Happy Home. I used them as the first time I participated in Mania, not this past May, but a year ago. I did a whip Mania, and so I just picked some unfinished pieces and worked on them a couple of days. I did like 18 days of Mania, and but so working on them then, I kind of when I look at them now, I'm like, I'm probably never going to finish either of them. So but anyway, what got me on that little tangent was that I used to be fairly monogamous stitcher. I would work on one project, and those that I didn't finish, I either circumstances would prevent me from working on them, or I think at times I probably got bored of them a little bit, and I was also very busy. I had lots of stuff going on back then, so I didn't necessarily finish them all. But I would work on one project until it was done. Basically, most things that I did, and but now in the last couple of years since I started watching Flosstube and started, um, I've gotten more and more to on the side of having several pieces, like I do now. I have several projects going on, and I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, I'm kind of two minds about it with whether I'm making enough progress on each one, or just like a little bit of progress on each one, and not and am setting myself up to not finish any of them. I don't know, because Christmas is still a few months away, but I'm getting a little antsy about having so many things going on, and I have like two things that I wanted to do. Well, I have a couple more. I have a couple of projects that are not finished, that I didn't work on, um, that I want to finish in time for Christmas, and a couple of projects that I haven't started yet, um, and that I wanted to finish by Christmas, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get everything done. It seems like a kind of a tall order, and so you know some of them I have specific ideas for, and others I don't. Um, but so I don't know whether I have, whether I'm making more progress having a bunch of whips going on, or if I would make more progress if I worked on one thing at a time, until it was finished. I don't know. I go back and forth between whether I'm making good progress on anything or not. If having several pieces going on at the same time helps me do a little bit on each one, and so maybe I'll finish them all, in relatively uh, get them all done together, kind of at the same time. Oh, there's a cat jumping on my stuff. Please don't do that. Pop, snug. Thank you. He must be telling me it's time to wind it up. But anyway, so I was just wondering what people's general opinions are. Like I said, some people have very elaborate uh, um, things about what they, charts or whatever about rules about what they work on and for how many stitches or how many hours or whatever. And other people just wing it, and work on. Maybe they work on several pieces, but they just sort of like do however many. And other people have only work on one project at a time. And like I said, I don't know which is better. I don't know which is um, if one is helping me make more progress than the other or not. I don't know. So anyway, that's my current dilemma. I have a lot of stuff going on, and I feel like I'm juggling. Like I have a lot of balls in the air. That I'm juggling, and I don't know if I'm making good progress on them all or not. Um, what I wanted to do is sort of look at them and prioritize and say, well, okay, these are going to be gifts, and so I have to get them done. And I don't know, maybe that'll change the way I do rotations. I had kind of thought I have a decision roulette wheel for these Christmas projects, and I thought, well, maybe I'll use that and decide. But I thought, well, what if I don't make good enough progress on each one or something? So I don't know yet. Anyway, so I'm stitching away while I'm working out on that question. But so Christina Harris, again, if you'll contact me with your mailing information, I'll send the giveaway things to you, and I appreciate it. Again, I appreciate those returning subscribers and new people too. I think Christina was the one was a new viewer. So anyway, I think that's it. So I will see you next time, I believe. All right. See you next Saturday. Bye.